After months and years of trying to quit porn, one habit finally changed everything for me. If you don't know me, my name is Krishna. I'm someone who quit his porn addiction after many, many years of struggling with it. And I'm someone who's just teaching the lessons that I personally learned along the way. And so I make these videos so that hopefully you can quit too, and you don't have to suffer as much as I did. So, the one shift that helped me the most, that finally started getting me to weeks and months of not watching porn instead of just 3 days. For me, it would always be just 3 days, right? 2 or 3 days where I would go, which is actually huge progress, by the way, because if you're watching this and you've been watching porn for many, many years, I was, and you go from watching it multiple times a day, once, twice, 3 times per day, to 3 days, you only watch it once every 3 days, that is actually huge progress. That's huge. That's actually big. And you should be proud of that, by the way, just so you know. But the one thing that made me go from 3 days to 3 weeks to 3 months, the big thing was just a shift in my self-image. And that's it, right? Now, I think that identity-based habits, at least for me, work way more than random tactics of just doing push-ups every time you feel an urge or taking a bunch of cold showers and whatnot, right? That's what helped me. And this is what I mean by this, which is that there's the person that you are now, there's the person that we are right now, and then there's the person that we want to be, right? The person that you want to be, what is he like, right? What does he do? Well, he's not addicted to porn, right? Porn, he just doesn't watch it, right? He doesn't watch porn. He is confident, he's attractive, right? He's muscular, he's wise, he's healed, right? He's healed his trauma, his past traumas and whatnot. He's kind, he's compassionate, he's disciplined. That's the version of you that you want to be, right? At least that's how it was for me. Might be a little bit different for you, but if you can relate to my story, then we probably have similar minds that work. That's the version of us that we want to be, right? But the version of us that we are right now is not that, right? Obviously, it makes sense. This is where it gets really interesting, because if we think about the opposite side of it, if we think about the version of us that we could be if we keep following the same path, if, you're still addicted to porn, you're still watching it every single day, that version of you, who is he? Where is he going to be in 5 years, right? Where is he going to be 5 years from now, 10 years from now, if he keeps going down the same path of just constantly just relapsing, just trying over and over again, watching all these no-fap videos about how to get to day 90, bro? Where's he gonna be? He'd probably still be addicted, wouldn't he? He wouldn't be as disciplined, wouldn't be as kind, he wouldn't be as compassionate, he wouldn't be as healed, right? That's the other side of it. And so you just need to choose which version do you want to be. And so the big shift for me was thinking, okay, the version of me that I want to be, the highest version of me, what does he do, right? What does he do every day? How does he live? What is his mindset like? What is his daily routine like? And there's actually a very useful frame of mind that I use to quit porn, which is that I stopped identifying, I stopped associating myself as someone who is quitting, right? With someone who is addicted, who's trying to quit. And I started associating myself with someone who just doesn't watch it, who doesn't watch porn, right? Porn is not part of who he is as a person. And so that shift from, oh, I'm trying to quit, to this is not who I am, that's what finally made me go from 3 days to 3 months without watching it. And now I haven't watched it in probably 3 years. It's been 3 years since I've watched porn, I've touched any of that stuff, right? I haven't fapped in 3 years, right? So something must have worked. At least it worked for me. And so I want you to just think about this. If there's two alcoholics, right? We have one alcoholic, we have the other alcoholic. One of the alcoholics says, "Oh yeah, I'm quitting," right? I'm addicted to alcohol, but I'm quitting. I think that's a good step in the right direction. But when you say, "Hey, I'm still working on it. Hey, I'm quitting," you still are accepting the frame that you are that way, that you are addicted to alcohol, that you are addicted to porn, right? And if you want to be a different person, then you need to behave a different way, which means that you need to have a different identity. You need to have a different self-image. That's one alcoholic. The other alcoholic says, "Hey, I don't drink. It's just not who I am. I just don't drink. That's it. It's not that I'm quitting. It's just that I don't." And so when we think about both these people, if they go to a party, who is more likely to relapse? Is it the person who says, "Oh, I'm quitting," who is still accepting that frame that they are that certain way? Or is it the person who says, "Hey, it's just not who I am"? Do you see what I'm saying? Now, you might say, "Oh yeah, isn't this fake? Isn't this kind of phony?" We can say, "Oh yeah, I don't want to be like this type of person, but I am still kind of this way." But the thing is that if you start associating with that type of person who doesn't watch porn, who porn is not part of his identity, porn is not part of who he is, well, then you'll start to think more like that person, you'll start to become more like that person, and eventually you'll just be that person, right? But it starts with that identity-based shift of, this is not who I am. I just don't watch it. I just don't watch porn. That's it. And it might be slightly delusional. You might call it delusional. You might call it whatever you want to call it. It's what worked for me, and I'm clean. I've been clean for 3 years, and now I can confidently say that watching porn is not part of who I am. Right? But it started with that shift first. It started with that initial shift of being, this is not who I am, and that's it. It's as simple as that. And identity-based habits as well. Also, they just beat random tactics, right? What do I mean by identity-based habits? I mean habits that the person that you want to be, what does he do, right? He might go to the gym, he might journal consistently, he might stay on top of his homework, he might go to his sports practices every single day, he might go to his work every single day on time, right? Those are identity-based habits because those align with the person that you want to be. So, for this action step, I want you to just pick just one habit of the person that you want to be. Right? Pick one habit, whatever it is. Maybe it's going to the gym every single day. Maybe it's journaling every single day. Maybe it's meditating every single day. And just commit to it daily for 30 days and see what happens, right? Because it might not make you quit porn instantly, but what it's going to do, it's going to slowly start to shift your perception of yourself. It's going to slowly start to shift who you are. And then eventually, you'll become the type of person who just doesn't watch it, right? But it starts with that identity. It starts with that self-image. It starts by you identifying the person that you want to be. Who do you want to be, right? And look, even I'm still working on this as well. I'm not saying I'm perfect, right? There's still a person that I want to be as well. There's a higher version of me that I want to be like. And so if you want the full system that I used that includes this identity-based habit, this identity-based self-improvement, right, to actually quit porn, the full step-by-step system that I used to quit, I've been 3 years clean, then you can click the link in the description down below. I hope this video helped you, brother. Take care.